see the light bulb going on for what his career path might entail.
And it went on in a big way, didn't it? Because while he was rehabbing his knee, he started to spend a lot of time breaking down film with the Eagles, with quarterback Norm Van Brocklin, the future Hall of Famer and future head coach in the NFL. Remember, Van Brocklin coached with the Falcons, he coached with the Vikings. It was there during that time. I think Coach Madden realized his love for football and love for teaching, combining all that together.
Oh my God! It blitzed him and he did. Gill got it.
1960 began his coaching career at a small college south of San Luis Obispo, and then later at San Diego State University under another legendary coach, the guy who could throw it around pretty well, Don Coryell.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He's going to drop this down to Sanders. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go, and sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Favre. Sanders has it over the middle. And he won't get to the marker. He's a yard short. A pickup of 3.
What's up, Bill?
With 4th and 1. So we're through 1 at the Coliseum in Oakland. 0-0 our score. This is the John Madden Legacy game on EA Sports. Going for it with Sanders. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon. So, Charles, as mentioned, we've got another Coach Madden over here on the AFC
What's up, Bill? How you doing today, my friend?
Raiders, members of the AFC West. So this is a conference he battled in for his entire career. And you think about the landscape of the NFL as he was getting into the back half of his tenure. It was a golden era for coaches. You had Don Shula, Tom Landry, Chuck Noll, Bud Grant. But it was John Madden who had the best winning percentage of them all, CD. 759, the best ever.
Brandon, it's hard to believe he could be so successful in a conference with all those great teams. The Steelers won 4 Super Bowls. The Dolphins won 2 and were a mainstay in the playoffs. The Colts were tough. The Broncos came on late and went to a Super Bowl themselves. But against Hall of Fame coaches, John Madden's record, 36, 16, and 2. That's pretty incredible. His Raiders were a factor each and every year.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. To throw, it's Brady.
Oh, he only kicked it off.
Boy, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's 4th down. On is the Hall of Famer Ray Guy to punt this away on 4th down.
Oh, come here. There you go.
Just a yard return there, and after a punt of 49. And the NFC will take over 1st and 10. But the NFC offense coming out here. And you know, Charles, Coach Madden always said that if he had one drive to win a game and he had to pick a quarterback, he would pick Kenny Stabler. But I think if you asked him to omit any of his Raiders players, there's a good chance the guy he'd select would be Brett Favre.
Brett Favre is always smiling. He's always laughing. He's always talking to someone. He remembers that it's a game. And if it's a game, you should have fun.
And Brandon, that always reminds me of a great movie line where one of the players was telling the coach, every time I say it's a game, you say it's a business. And every time I say it's a business, you say it's a game. With Coach, it was always a game.
This a 2nd and 7 from the 37. Throwing is far.
Oh!
First catch of the game for George Kittle. 20, 10, and all the way in for the touchdown.
God, I knew they were going to pass it.
63 yards. And the NFC strikes quickly for 6. extra point by Anderson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. This fielded right at the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Hey, we want to let you know, give you a fair warning that coming up at halftime, the folks at EA Sports have put together a very nice package in tribute to Coach Madden. So make sure you stick around for that. Again, coming up at halftime. The drive starts with a run by Allen.
Hey, get off me!
And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. But Charles, you know, it was in the early 1960s that a young John Madden made the acquaintance of the owner of the Oakland Raiders, one Al Davis, of course, and the two, they really bonded, would become one of the best owner-coach
my
in NFL
God.
history.
Oh, pass interference! Pass interference! Have a nice day!
1967, Brandon. Al Davis hired Coach Madden to be a linebackers coach. Remember, this was still the AFL at that point. We had not merged totally with the NFL. And Coach Madden, he paid dividends almost immediately. Helped the Raiders win the AFL title in 1968. And that meant a date with the Green Bay Packers in what was now known as Super Bowl II. But by 1969, at the age of 32, just 32, Brandon, John Madden assumed the mantle of head coach of the Oakland Raiders. And what a ride he, the Raiders, and the NFL were about to go on.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Charles, you talked about John Madden and the Raiders going on a ride. Try these numbers on for size. So 10 seasons as a head coach. The Raiders won their division 7 times. They finished second the other 3 times. And he became the youngest coach to amass 100 career regular season victories and is still, to this day, the franchise leader in wins.
And when you think about it, that's where that rivalry with Kansas City really took root. As did the expression, commitment to excellence. And boy, was it personified by the players who played for Coach Madden. On offense, how about quarterback Kenny Stabler, wide receiver Cliff Branch, wide receiver Fred Biletnikoff, tight end Dave Casper, to name a few. How about this great lineman he had? Center Jim Otto, guard Gene Upshaw, tackle Art Shell, all of them in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And guys on the defensive side of the ball, the Mad Stork himself, Ted Hendricks, Willie Brown, John Matuzak, Otis Sistrom, and Big Ben Davidson. So many great players, so many great memories.
It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And they'll hit him for a loss as he's back to his 2-yard line. Now the NFC going to call the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Back to throw now in his own end zone.
Oh, crap.
Complete to Cooper Kupp. There he goes left side. The 20. And touchdown.
I don't know how they did that, man.
Cooper Kupp,
Damn.
98 yards. And the NFC strikes quickly for 6.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
Following the touchdown, here's Anderson to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. But the AFC making their way out, and it's one of Coach's favorites, another local guy, Tom Brady, who will be at the controls. And boy, Coach always admired the way number 12 could run an offense, and especially his ability to stay calm under pressure.
Tom Brady is a guy who's always looking downfield. He never looks at the rush. He hangs in the pocket, and he makes a throw. He's a cool guy. He's a tough guy. Let me tell you, there's no one calmer
Bro, catch the ball.
The coach has great appreciation for Tom Brady, who turned 45 back on August 3rd, because Coach coached a guy like him in George Blanda, who played a long time in the NFL. In this game, it features legends and active players. Tom Brady qualifies as both.
Now the NFC going to take a timeout, their second, as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number one. They're backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The offense for the NFC ready to get their next drive started. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. And he's going to lose yardage, not that it matters, as the final seconds tick away. Well, coming up in the second half, we'll run through John's post-coaching triumphs. But for now, we present a very special tribute to the man of the hour, narrated by Trey Mosley. Boy, Charles, yeah, that is really well done. Coach was something else, wasn't he?
I'm reminded what Al Davis said when he was inducted coach of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Brandon. He loved the game. He loved his team. He loved the Raiders. He loved this league. And you can see it with everything he does.
No doubt. But it's quite possible, though, that now he... Let's play some football. The second half forthcoming from Oakland. They begin the drive on the ground with Allen. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. So now, Charles, to pick up the story we've been telling, John Madden at 42, he just completed a 10-year stint as the coach of the Raiders. He wants to step away a bit from the grind of coaching, but he doesn't want to step away from the game of football. So he ends up signing on with CBS in 1979 to try his hand at broadcasting. And much like his coaching career, it was pretty much an instant success.
Partner, he really connected with the people right from the start, and people may not remember, he wasn't even on the #1 team in the beginning. He worked his way up. But the same things that made him a great coach made him a great broadcaster. The ability to show the big picture, yet break it down into the details. That's what he did with his teams. That's what he did with the people. That way, he was simple to understand, yet insightful for viewers. And he did with that big personality that he had, one that connected with everyone.
And going deep for Hill.
Oh.
And nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. It's complete to Brown, right side. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. So for Coach Madden, Charles, by 1981, his broadcasting career is really taking off. He's elevated to the network's #1 booth that calls all the big matchups. And he gets the plum assignment of calling Super Bowl 16, 49ers and Bengals, and he's teamed up with Pat Summerall. And that pairing ultimately would go on to be one of the most influential in sports broadcasting history.
Influential not just in us listening to them. Remember, they went on and called 8 Super Bowls together. But how they put together kind of the template that all those broadcasters follow now. Sitting down with the head coaches and the quarterbacks and the stars of each team before a ball game to get extra information. And the way that those two paired together, Pat Summerall, short, concise, to the point, and turned it over to Coach Madden to fill in all the big details.
A run right side, it's Bettis. As you mentioned, CD, talking about John Madden, the broadcaster, he called 8 Super Bowls with Pat Summerall, 3 more with Al Michaels later in his career. He spent nearly 3 decades in the booth all told. And not only was he beloved for his mannerisms, we know that, but he was an innovator as well.
Yeah, Brandon, you're talking about things like the telestrator, which totally became identified with him, and now it's a staple for analysts to have in the booth. And then you think about things like turducken on Thanksgiving, when he used words like boom and pow. He helped create the all-Madden team. He was a very popular commercial pitch man. And even the Madden cruiser was unique, and you had to be someone to get a ride on it, too.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now a carry for Allen. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Now, CD, we did get a little ahead of ourselves talking about John Madden, the broadcaster in the 90s and 2000s, because there was another product during that time period that he became quite famous for, and it's something that you and I know a little bit about, and that's the video game that bears his name. Originally John Madden Football when it was first released back in the late 1980s, and now known the world over simply as Madden.
And Coach saw this originally as a way to teach the game of football. The early designs were for a 7-on-7 game, but he said no chance. He would not sign off on it. He wanted to be as realistic as possible. He told them, call me when it's 11-on-11. And he got his wish.
Yeah, after that debut, Madden, the video game, continued to pick up steam through the 90s in a big way. And John himself, many will remember, was a commentator for the series for many years. And now here we are in the 2020s, and this game has sold somewhere in the neighborhood of 150 million copies. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. They fake the handoff. Now Brady. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Allen. And they're able to corral him right around the 8, and that's short of the 1st down. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down.
What?
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. They'll run for it. This is
wow.
absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard.
Yeah, playing football.
The AFC went for it, and it doesn't work out. And as a result, possession switches hands. They start on the ground here at Sanders. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. So, CD, you look at the accumulation of John Madden's achievements in the world of football, the coaching success, a Super Bowl title, the incredible career as a broadcaster with 12 Emmy Awards, Madden, the video game. It was very fitting back in 2006 that John Madden got the call to be enshrined into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
A more deserving person you will not find. He gave an incredible speech on that day, Brandon. So many of his former Raider players were in attendance. He talked about how he envisioned that when the last person turns off the lights in the hall every night, that the bus talk football amongst themselves. And what a discussion that might be.
Yeah, he finished his speech by saying, today feels like the 2nd time in my life that I'm being carried off on the shoulders of others. Yet instead of off the field, it's into the Hall of Fame. This has been the sweetest ride of them all. And the NFC punt team out there now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. Taken right around the 44. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. From midfield, here's Brady. He's going deep for Brown.
Oh!
It's going to be knocked away and incomplete. You think about John Madden in his retirement years post-broadcasting. He was about as active as most people are in their working years. I mean, he continued to play a key role on the NFL's competition committee. He was available to a wide range of people as a tutor, as a mentor. He continued to teach the game of football to all who would listen. And Charles, as you and I know, he even continued to provide input, a lot of input, on the Madden video game.
Yeah, I know a lot of folks that design and build this game certainly look forward to the yearly visits after the Madden compound that he had out in the East Bend.
Ah!
To each year's game to him, get his feedback, and then get to sit back and spend 6 hours with him on a Sunday watching football and listening to him tell stories.
So it's a win here for the NFC. Just an incredible afternoon of football and remembering the life of John Madden. And before we go, one final message. And for all of us at EA Sports, this one's for you, Coach.
Time to decide how you're going to become coach once again and captain a team of legends. Feeling a little become coach once again and captain a team of legends and stars to victory in the John Madden Legacy game.
Congratulate the whole team, cause when you riding like we riding with each other, ain't no hiding. Tell them line it up like a 4th and 1, we sneaky when we slide.
What the hell? Oh my god, I'm stuck in the freaking... I'm stuck in the settings. I gotta restart my stream, Chris, cause... I can't close. Alright, I've got to restart the game, Chris. Be right back.